I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to...
When 50 Cent claimed that Drake was terrified of Diddy, many dismissed it as another jab in hip-hop's ongoing feuds. But things took a shocking turn in May 2025, when court documents revealed bombshell testimony, most notably from Kid Cudi. In a stunning moment during federal court proceedings, Cudi alleged that Diddy once broke into his home. Shortly after, Cudi's Porsche mysteriously exploded in his Los Angeles driveway. No arrests were made, and the case was cloaked in silence. Adding more fuel to the fire, rumors resurfaced involving Suge Knight, suggesting that Diddy once confronted him in the early 2000s armed with loaded weapons. What once seemed like rap beef was now sounding like something out of a crime drama.
End of that meeting, Kid Cudi described shaking Combs' hand and saying, "Look, let's talk about my car." And Combs said, "I don't know what you're talking about."
This led fans to ask a haunting question. Is Diddy turning into the new Suge Knight, or something worse? The drama's roots trace back to 2014 at Miami's iconic LIV nightclub. That night, what was supposed to be a relaxed evening escalated into a tense showdown between Diddy and Drake. The tension stemmed from Drake releasing the hit track 0200, produced by Boy 1DA, who was closely tied to Diddy. Drake allegedly released the track without informing Diddy, a move seen not just as disrespect, but as betrayal. In hip-hop, where loyalty and respect reign supreme, Drake's decision hit hard, setting off a serious beef.
Got into some sort of altercation early Monday morning at the Miami nightclub LIV. They were both attending DJ Khaled's birthday party, and when things got heavy between the two because of a feud over a song, Diddy confronted Drake outside.
Drake's actions were seen as a direct challenge. At LIV, things turned explosive. 50 Cent, never one to hold back, later said Diddy didn't just exchange words with Drake, he physically assaulted him. Witnesses reported that Diddy stormed in with his bodyguards and pressed Drake hard. Fists flew, and the altercation left Drake bruised, both physically and in ego. It was more than a scuffle. It was a calculated move by Diddy to send a message.
It's hot, he can't buy it. This is why he's fighting Drake. When you hit Drake, because he used the beat that he didn't actually, he heard it, and then he heard Drake use it, but it wasn't a hit yet until Drake put the lines on it. And he's upset about that because he can't hear it, but he felt like he took something from him.
But this conflict wasn't merely about a song or a beat. It was about dominance, pride, and legacy. Diddy, a mogul who nearly signed 50 Cent in the 90s, saw Drake's rising power as a challenge to his throne. The confrontation was about protecting the empire he'd built. 50 Cent continues to poke fun at the incident, famously saying, "Diddy smacked Drake but never tried that with me." That line wasn't just shade. It was a reminder of the complex power dynamics within hip-hop, where respect is everything.
Ian Cruz, I don't think you'd have worked on Bad Boy, Phil.
Nah, I don't think it worked like that. I don't think it worked.
It's been terrible. But you know, look, at that point, I would have probably did the deal. It was no other.
Despite the rumors and eyewitness accounts, neither Drake nor Diddy publicly confirmed the full details of that infamous night. Still, 50 Cent's version gave fans a rare look into hip-hop's hidden world. And just when it seemed things couldn't get any wilder, Kanye West dropped a major revelation in a 2020 interview that added another layer to the saga.
At that time, Puff Daddy had beef with Drake. Drake still came to the show, and Jay-Z had to break up the fight back.
Kanye, always one to deliver headline-worthy truths, claimed that after the Diddy-Drake clash, it was Jay-Z who stepped in to de-escalate the situation. Kanye revealed that Jay-Z, concerned about the escalating beef, acted behind the scenes to prevent a full-blown hip-hop civil war. Jay reached out to both parties privately, playing the role of peacekeeper, not for clout, but to protect the culture. No media attention, no press releases, just silent but strategic moves by one of hip-hop's biggest figures.
Trying to get a gag order on social media that nobody should be discussing these cases or his case or anything about him.
Jay-Z, ever the quiet strategist, stepped up as the older brother figure, ensuring the hip-hop world didn't spiral into chaos. This incident reinforced two things. First, that hip-hop is much more than music. It's a battleground of power, strategy, and respect. Second, while artists like Drake symbolize the new school breaking rules and redefining the game, old-school giants like Diddy still hold the blueprint. The tension between these generations is inevitable, and often messy.
I love you, Money Earning Mount Vernon, and I appreciate my years there. But I'm a Harlem boy, no disrespect to anybody. I just love being from there. That's where my soul comes from. And you know, that hustler mentality has a lot to do with why I am who I am and why I am.
That generational tension has fueled some of the biggest conflicts in hip-hop. While fans eat up diss tracks and Instagram rants, what happens behind the curtain is far more intense. Interestingly, 50 Cent and Diddy nearly went into business together in the late 90s. Diddy almost signed 50 to Bad Boy Records, but ultimately passed, thinking 50 was too street for the label's polished image. That decision haunted 50, who later signed with Eminem and Dr. Dre, releasing Get Rich or Die Tryin'. That old rejection made his beef with Diddy deeply personal, a feud rooted in what could have been.
In the courtroom, as he's describing how he first sees Combs, he said, "I entered this room and Combs was looking out of a window with his hands behind his back like a Marvel super..."
In May 2025, the courtroom. Drama surrounding Diddy took a chilling turn when Kid Cudi testified about a break-in at his Hollywood Hills home. The intruder didn't just steal. Gifts were ripped open and his dog was mysteriously locked in the bathroom. Weeks later, Cudi's Porsche was firebombed with what police suspect was a Molotov cocktail. He didn't name names in court, but the timing raised eyebrows, especially after revelations that Cudi had briefly dated Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex. Cassie herself testified that Diddy had threatened to blow up Cudi's car. Her mother, Regina Ventura, claimed Diddy demanded $20,000 from the couple, a toll for crossing him. Fearing for Cassie's safety, they paid.
Yeah. There was a 0 to 100 was initially a record that was my record.
Now, when you say 0 to 100 was yours, you mean just the beat?
This was Dao. No longer just gossip. It was intimidation cloaked in celebrity drama. The roots of Diddy's power moves go back as far as 2008, when hip-hop wasn't just business, but survival. One story that resurfaced involved Diddy confronting none other than Suge Knight at a Los Angeles diner. Diddy didn't come for dinner, he came armed, reportedly with 3 handguns. The meetup, initially meant to squash beef, turned into a high-stakes face-off. Diddy's assistant said the tension in that diner felt life-threatening, proving Diddy was willing to go toe-to-toe with hip-hop's most feared figure.
Alleges involved Sean Combs. One was a break-in that happened at his house. This was right after Cassie Ventura said that Combs had found out she and Kid Cudi were...
Though no shots were fired, that encounter changed how people viewed Diddy. No longer just a mogul in a suit, he was now being called Suge Knight 2.0. These back-to-back events, the nightclub brawl, the break-in and arson involving Cudi, and the armed confrontation with Suge, painted a picture of a man deeply invested in control. Each story showed Diddy wasn't reacting defensively, he was asserting dominance. Whether through fists, fear, or firearms, he made it clear that he ruled his empire by force when necessary.
Was with Puff. When D-Rock called and said, "Yo, my man, I'm naked. I don't have no guns, no nothing. These up got me trapped up in this."
Later, an incident where his car caught on fire. A Molotov cocktail was thrown into his...
So who is the real Diddy? Is he a fiercely loyal builder of legacy, or a man consumed by power? Social media is ablaze with debates. While none of the allegations have been legally proven, the stories are too detailed and consistent to ignore. Diddy, who rose from Harlem to become a global brand, shaped the culture. But power comes with shadows. Like Suge Knight before him, Diddy's name is now tied to fear, control, and intimidation. Whether he's following that blueprint or rewriting, it remains unclear. But one thing's certain, this isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about the cost of fame and what's lurking behind the curtain of the music industry. As more stories emerge, hip-hop faces a reckoning. The culture, must decide how much darkness it's willing to overlook in the name of legacy. This saga isn't over, it's just beginning.